why aren't you guys in WWE? Obviously, you're under contract to MLW, where you can do some outside bookings, but it seems like you guys would be a big asset to them with your last name, and you have the look, and you guys are very good wrestlers. So, any contact with them?
That's exactly it, man. It's pretty much that we were reached out to for an NXT tryout, and it both just wasn't. I don't know,
it just didn't sit right. There's not really. It's hard to explain. You just when you have that feeling, like this kind of unsettled feeling, and
we felt just like we're ready yet either. Like we just we've been wrestling for 6 or 7 years, and we were just we want to if we go to a company like that, we want to give them our best, and we didn't feel like we were at our best, and wanting us to move to Florida and stuff, and for my dad's story, family is important to us, and my dad said that you get one family and you don't get members back, and so while my dad's in his latter days, while he's 60, 65 now, we like what we're doing. We like being able to stay in Hawaii, come to his house on the weekdays, hang out, laugh, sell sheep, jump off waterfalls. This time's important to my dad. Yeah, it's important to my dad. I remember we came back. Yeah, I know. Yeah, they're just banned behind me. There's a ton of sheep right now.
Yeah,
but
I think one important thing to say about that, and you said it a little bit. You touched on the family part. I think sometimes it's very easy for those of us in wrestling to worship wrestling like a false idol. And I think it's easy to get lost in wrestling. It's easy to get lost in all the things that come along with it. And I think that, once again, it goes back to the testimony of what kind of guys you are, that you could have went to WWE. You could have already been, but you chose your family instead. And I think, in life, your priorities need to be a certain way, and wrestling should not be your top priority. And that's just the truth. I love wrestling as much as you guys, as much as anybody, but your priorities have to be, they have to be right. And I think when your priorities are right, more things come to you.
You got it exactly right. And
100%.
We tried like I was saying before, we tried the being famous and becoming the most famous wrestlers. We tried it, and every time we felt like we got some momentum, it would crash. And and so when I was finding my identity in wrestling, I was honestly the most miserable in my life, mentally, spiritually, and so that's why my dad's done a lot of searching. He's a man that's lost everything, and he's had everything taken away, and he's had the world. He's seen it come and go, and from his searching, he became a Christian. But we had to learn for ourselves. We had to find out for ourselves, and it was only through experiences. There's a story of us. It's kind of what changed my life as far as wrestling. So we're questioning. We're in Japan, and we were like 0-70 at the time, and we're like, man, I don't know if are we supposed to be doing this? Are we forcing this to happen? And so we got every show we got to in Japan, we'd go sneak on the roof and just get away from everybody. We're both kind of like socially shy. We just want to get away from people, and then when we get in the ring, we'll go all out. But we got on the roof and we said a little prayer, like, is this what we're supposed to do? We're wasting time. Am I supposed to be doing something else? Are we just embarrassing the family? What are we supposed to do? And so we wrestled, had our match. After the match, came back up to the roof, and we were thinking we probably might never be at this building again. It was in the middle of Japan, in the middle of nowhere. I'm pretty sure. I keep thinking it was Kirk Hall. I wish I could remember the stupid building, but we got on the other one's shoulders, and we marked Marshall Ross, the date 2012 or something, and did like a little alligator or a shark or an alligator. But then we're sitting there talking, and we looked a super faded, like scratched,
probably like 4 feet over from where we just were, like we're scraping this into this brick wall.
And we saw the signature, Kevin Dave, 82 something. And it was like we were just praying about, are we supposed to be doing this? Are we supposed to be wrestling? And they're in this middle of this town where I have no idea where I'm at. and that my family, there's a marking of my dad and my uncle right here. They've been exactly where I'm at. They were exactly my age at that time.
And his first name is Kevin. My first name is David. You know?
We're Kevin and David, and so when we saw that, it was just such the heaviest confirmation that you're supposed to be exactly here right now. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Those names right there were just like, it just tripped us out. It was like, I was like, God saying, this is where we're supposed to be. And that's honestly was my testimony. Because before that, I was just, yeah, there's a God up there and all this. But that was the first time I saw something that was like right in front of me. Yeah, tangible. And we held on to that hope for the rest of our careers. And it didn't get easy after that. It got hard, really hard. But that confirmation was to stay on the path, keep walking, keep going. There's light at the end of the tunnel. You know, we've wrestled for almost 9-10 years, and only now, not only now, but it's if we looked at it as like a success or a money thing, then whatever. But we in our heads, we're already successful and rich. You know, we're making relationships with people. You know, that these kids at these shows, like that impacts me heavier than anybody. This little boy told me his dad just passed away, and he's at a show, and I hugged him. He started crying, and I was like, "This is what I'm here for. This is what it's all about." And so, but if we wouldn't have saw that marking, we probably would have stopped and got into something else, you know. And we tried other things, but they all failed. He owned a Mac nut business. We did a shipping business. We tried a ton of crap, but a lot of it failed. It's like two wrestlers trying to do it though.
Yeah. We know we're meant to be wrestlers.
Yeah,
that's for sure.